and I was out there to Kimberly.
We can put some on.
And some.
Hope everyone's well. I'd like to call our meeting to order. This is the Scott County Fiscal Court business meeting for December 28th of 2023, our last business meeting of the year, calendar year. And I would like to ask you all to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Let us pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ms. Hamilton, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Hostetler.
Here.
Mr. Jones.
Here.
Mr. Wallace. Mr. Corman.
Present.
Mr. Ellison.
Here.
Mr. Pratt.
Here.
Mr. Livingston.
Here.
Mr. Culbertson.
Here.
Judge Covington.
Here. First agenda item is consideration of the minutes from our previous meeting. Any questions or comments related to those as presented? Motion and a second. Mr. Jones with the second. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Transfers. Any questions or comments? Motion.
Second.
Second for Mr. Hostetler. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Bills and hand checks. Strike that. Bills as presented by email. Any questions or comments?
Motion.
Motion for Mr. Hostetler. Second for Mr. Pratt. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. That takes us to number 7, ordinance 23-12, second reading, code enforcement. And I will turn that over to our county attorney, Cam Culbertson.
Scott County Fiscal Court, ordinance number 23-12. An ordinance amending ordinance number 20-07 relating to time to respond to a notice of violation. Whereas Scott Fiscal Court ordinance number 20-07, an ordinance related to code enforcement, was adopted on October 22nd, 2020, and whereas it is desirable to have uniform code enforcement throughout Scott County such that all property owners throughout Scott County have the same amount of time to respond to a notice of violation, now therefore be it ordained by the Scott County Fiscal Court as follows. Ordinance number 20-07, Section 1, Page 8, Paragraph 8JV is hereby amended to read, if a notice of violation is not remedied within 5 calendar days, the code enforcement officer is authorized to issue a citation. 2, this ordinance shall take effect immediately upon passage and publication. The first reading was approved December the 8th, 2023. Second reading is today, December 28th, 2023.
Questions or comments? Before we move forward, just like to acknowledge Seth Johnson's with us this morning from the Code Enforcement Office, and appreciate your help, Seth, to help navigate all you do and what your office does. And those are challenging.
This is
challenging topics at times.
Santa Claus's final gift to Seth.
Any other questions or comments? And would there be a motion? Motion from Mr. Jones, second from Mr. Dwayne Ellison. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. We'll get that in the newspaper. After it's in the newspaper, it will become effective. So, thank you all very much. Number 8 and number 9, JR and Mr. Krebs is here, planning zoning. JR, Mr. Krebs, would you all like to make any comment on Willowbrook Lane or Pemberley Cove Lane to the court?
I don't have any comments. These two seem pretty standard, but I'll here to answer any questions you've got on them.
JR, anything else?
No, we both inspected it together and looked at it, and
Okay.
everything's fine.
You and I drove on Pemberley Cove
Yes, sir.
not too
And
long
you did.
ago. Any questions from any court members?
What's the length? They're not very long, are they?
No, then the Willowbrook Lane is about 220 feet, and Pemberley Cove was 1,025 feet.
Cul-de-sacs at the end, good turning radius, so.
It's got a good turning radius?
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, the snowplow guys are out there today checking both of those out on their route to make sure if it snows this weekend, we'll.
So do we need to do those individually?
Stacy just said we could do them together.
Motion.
Motion from Mr. Hostetler, second from Mr. Livingston. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Number 10, as I shared via email, I'd like to ask the court to consider the reappointment for the airport board of Mr. Steve Woodrum, and he is eligible for reappointment, has served and is willing to continue to serve, and that will leave us with one airport board position that does need to be filled. It's a joint appointment as well, and as I said in the email yesterday, that Mayor Jenkins, I had a conversation with Mayor Jenkins yesterday, and he is supportive of reappointing Steve Woodrum. They will have to do the same. But Mayor Jenkins has some new applicants that have been sent to him. I've also shared last year's previous applicants that were still, in my book, kind of fresh, and I shared that by email, and then also shared the file for the one applicant from the airport board, Mr. Martin Thomas. So that's kind of where we stand, and I would like to get the second position filled in January. So any questions or comments?
The list that you're talking about, the one you have, did you share that?
I shared that with
the
you all,
mayor?
but I have not, and the mayor has that list as well.
Yeah.
But the mayor's going to share with me the applicants that
list?
he has,
Yeah.
that he's received, and I will share that with you all. So we can look at everything on the table.
So I am, I'm curious as to two things. I'm curious as to why the board is making the recommendation, the board chair. And then I'm also curious as to why we're asking Toyota for recommendations.
That's just from the airport board. I can't answer that.
Well, and I was hoping they'd be here this morning since we were voting on this. I would have an expectation that they would be, but my expectations often go unfulfilled, so. But
Now,
anyway,
as we discussed, January 16th interlocal, that has been discussed about having an
so
airport
on that
board.
one, I would like, I'm gonna vote no this morning when we do vote, because I would like for us to hold off on that, to have more discussion.
This is just the reappointment.
Just the okay, so you're not, we're not.
No.
Okay.
All we're
Okay.
considering
Sorry.
is the
I thought we were
reappointment.
doing both of
No.
those.
No.
Gotcha, thank you.
And we need to look at what Mayor Jenkins has that I haven't seen.
I got you, okay.
But Mayor Jenkins is supportive of reappointing Steve Woodrum. And the only item that we're considering this morning is the reappointment of Steve Woodrum.
Sorry, I misunderstood.
That's all right. I'm sorry if I did not communicate.
I'm sorry for misunderstanding and
So we have
miscommunication.
a motion from Kelly Corman and a second from David Livingston. Any other questions or comments?
Apology off.
All right. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Jeller Broyles, good morning. Detention Center SOP Annual Review. That is a very voluminous document. Thanks to Chip Clark and you, we got that shared via link. I've reviewed the 5 edits. Seem very minor.
They are, yes, sir.
I would open to the court. Do you all have any questions about any of the 5 edits?
Mine's still downloading. No,
It should not be, Rick Costello.
If you're not expecting it,
no, we don't go there.
But, I mean, they were very minor in nature. There's nothing of significant operations changes or, it was. No, we have to vote to accept the SOPs as amended.
Yes.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second from Mr. Hostetler. Any other questions? Any other comments? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you, Judge.
Let the record reflect Mr. Wallace has joined us.
Hey, Judge, while the jailer's still there, I was going to ask him a question, not about the SOPs, but we've had this conversation. I know we have in court when we were talking about the farmers market. So I just want to make a comment because the folks appreciate it. I did not realize until I guess this summer when I was down there visiting the farmers market, looking for a friend, and they said, "Well, he's at the jail," and I go, "At the jail," but it was using the restroom. So
Gotcha.
I know they appreciate it, and we do too, and the community does. But that cell phone, this cell phone, that's another reason that brought it to my mind. I think somebody went over to use the bathroom this summer, and they had a cell phone, and they were asked to leave. So, but the bathrooms are in the lobby, right?
They are, but there's not supposed to be any cell phones
Right.
in the lobby
Right.
either.
Yeah.
So I don't know the exact hours of the farmer's market. Certainly the public's welcome to use our restrooms. It's their restrooms.
Right.
So we'll try to make those available whenever the farmer's market's in use. I would think that the hours of the farmer's market would-
Mid-May to up, I
August
think
or
up in
September.
September.
Yeah.
Late September, early October. Every Saturday is, I think they're basically 9 to noonish or 12:30.
Yeah,
they're down there.
So that certainly works well for us. That's normal open lobby hours for us. The cell phone restriction is just something we've got to stay with.
Sure.
They'll have to
No,
leave
I
it
get
with a
that.
friend and we're not frisking everybody that comes in. So as long as it's out of sight, we probably won't even catch it.
Right. But I know the folks down there are appreciative of being able to do that, so.
Yep.
Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick.
Yes, sir.
This next, number 12, Farmers Market naming rights rebid. I would like to ask the court for consideration to allow myself to re-advertise and request for proposals for naming rights for the downtown pavilion. The one thing on the last, we had advertised this and then accepted a bid, and the bidder withdrew. But the big issue is making an investment and then having the option of, I guess, essentially protecting that investment and being able to continue the agreement into a second term. Cam has worked on this quite a bit. Cam, would you say that was the biggest sticker?
Yeah, and without going too far into it, I mean, we had a bid that was withdrawn and had some fairly extensive discussions with that bidder, and it just sort of fell through. But I do think there's language in this bid that accounts for, I'll find where it is, the option to renew it for a second term. Let me see where that is. No, it's in there.
So it says agreements of all
Right.
lengths will be
There it is.
considered. However, priority will be given to multi-year proposals with mutually acceptable options in regard to payment schedule, as well as options to extend the agreement. We were trying to leave it flexible,
Right.
to work with a potential bidder, but I don't know how else we can word it. And I was going to ask for the court for any suggestions from you all. Ryan Pratt?
No, I don't know, but I was gonna say, didn't our original bid RFP, we didn't even stipulate like a length. They could say this
That's
amount for
correct.
this amount of time.
We wanted to leave it flexible, and because we thought we'd have a better chance at at meeting the needs of a potential bidder.
I would just say that somebody should probably then just bid what they want. I mean, if they want 5 years with a 5-year extension, that's what they should bid. I mean, I don't know how else you word it. I mean,
I think you're right, Brian, on that.
And I'm saying the same thing. I don't know how else to.
I don't know how else you word that. I mean, they can say whatever they want. They can put out whatever they want to put out, so.
Yeah. Any other questions or comments? And would there be a motion from Mr. Pratt? Second. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. As I shared on 13 and 14, Sheriff Annual Order for Salary Cap, Clerk Annual Order, I would like to request a little bit more due diligence and a little bit more time to just lock those numbers down. So I'd like to table 13 and 14. Any questions or comments related to 13 and 14?
Do you need a motion for that, or?
It'd probably be
Appropriate.
appropriate motion.
So moved.
I'll second.
Second.
What's the, Cam, if there's something specific we have to do to bring it back?
I'm going to meet with the budget committee.
No, I mean, when we go
Procedurally?
to the next meeting.
So
Bring it back.
my plan is to meet with the budget committee next week and then have open discussion on Friday at the work session about the numbers and what make up the numbers, and then vote on it on January 12th.
I'm not aware of anything other than just Stacy putting it on the agenda and circulating notice of it.
When you table something, though, I thought that you had, there was, according to Robert's Rules of Order, to bring it back in front of the court, you have to, I think the same person that tabled it, made the motion to table it.
Has to bring it back.
Yeah.
Well,
We've never done
I'm just curious.
We'll look.
Okay.
I'll make a note to look it up.
I don't know that we've ever voted to table something, though.
You
We
usually
typically
just
just
We
skip
have.
it.
skip it.
I was just trying to, be transparent.
If I need to, I'll withdraw my motion. I mean,
I'm just making sure we,
Make it a skip instead of a
Can we just
table.
skip it?
because I know
Sounds
this is
good.
a situation.
I think you just take it off the agenda for the day and then
Well, we can
I-
strike
back on the next
All right,
agenda.
you want to withdraw?
I just did.
All right, it just did. So I am skipping 13 and 14. But that's the timeline, and I just wanted to dig a little deeper on a few of those options. Meeting time, 4 Thursday meetings. Would someone like to make a motion to make the 4th Thursday meetings at 6 p.m. instead of 7 p.m.? That's been what we've talked about for a few years, and we can see how it works. If it doesn't work, we can go back to 7.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion on the table. We have a second. Any other, Dwayne Ellison, any other questions or comments?
The only thing I would say is Stacy and I both looked for an ordinance and have not found one that set the time at 7, excuse me. So I think we can just do it by a vote.
All right. Thank you. Any other comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Does that not have to be an ordinance?
Only if it's part of your admin code, and the times were not specific in that.
Okay. Thank you all. We'll go to 16, Fire Department new hire. Chief Ward and Jeff Mudrack are here with us.
Yes. Thank you, Judge, Court. I'm pleased to recommend the appointment of David Trish as a firefighter EMT. That'll be effective Tuesday, January 16th at $14.18 an hour. We're glad to inform you that he has an associate's degree in fire science and has more than 6 years of related work experience. So I present that recommendation to you.
Questions or comments?
What's that do to the staffing?
Fully staffed with this
That
appointment.
makes it fully staffed.
Yes.
I see a motion. Second. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. That'll lead us to the next one, EMS new hire.
That's right. So on behalf of Chris Runyon, I'm pleased to recommend the appointment of Chris Souter as a paramedic. That'll be effective also on Tuesday, January 16th at $17.03 an hour. Also, he has 6 years of related work experience, and he's currently working with the Boyle County EMS. So we're lucky to have 2 experienced people that are joining our staff. And that leaves us with 2 vacancies in EMS.
Paramedics or EMT?
Well, I think Chris has a blend of positions, so he tries to keep a good ratio, and I don't know if you're where you stand, but yeah, these are 2. Now, we really have 1 right now, but we have 1 person resigning January 6th. I went ahead and just said we have 2 vacancies.
Motion.
Second.
Second from Mr. Jones. All those, any other questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. That
Thank
leads
you.
us down to number 18, adjournment. Before I entertain a motion, I'd just like to make comment as we close out 2023. I'm proud to work with you all, and I appreciate the way you all go about your business in a professional manner, very thorough and thoughtful, and we have gotten a lot done in 2023. We have moved forward with capital projects with the sheriff's clerk's office. We have moved forward with the EMS station. We have moved forward with the farmer's market. We are moving forward with the judicial center project. I am very optimistic that here in the first quarter that it'll go out to bid. Just you have to work through the process with AOC and their AP Part 10 timeline, but very excited about that, and then very proud of the work that we have done with Spectrum, Charter Spectrum. I believe right now we are very close to 2,700, 2,800 homes that have been activated that did not have service before, that now have access to broadband. One of them sitting right here next to me. One back there on the back rows wondering why he can't get it yet. There's a glitch or something, I don't know, but we're trying to help him. But I've had many people, that is the number 1 call that comes into our office or email. Like, when is my area going to be activated? And, we're very, very close to getting all the poll permits. That has been the major issue on the timeline, the poll permitting. And we're very close to having all those polls permitted that we started with, and we're very appreciative of the collaboration with Kentucky Utilities, Owen Electric, and also Bluegrass Energy. But by the time we're done with this, and hopefully before June, it would be fantastic. If all these homes were activated and had access, I think by the time June rolls around, there'll be over 6,000 homes that will have gotten access because of our project. And just remind you that not $1 of general fund dollars have been used in this project, thanks to the NTIA grant that we're working with, and then the commitment from Spectrum. So very proud of what we've done, and very I think what we're doing is making a difference now and into the future. So comments from the court. I guess that means y'all want to adjourn.
Hey, Judge, I will, one other comment. I won't be here for the workshop, so I may do it Zoom, but I doubt.
All right.
Depends on the topics. But the other thing is, I still want to encourage the members of the court who haven't, I know some of you have, watched that movie, The Final Fix. I've sent everybody the link. I still got people coming on January the 25th, as far as I know. I'm trying to get some more. Just like to encourage you guys to take a look at it. Happy New Year.
Appreciate it, and we plan to have those visitors that can discuss with the court their
Some will be in
experience.
person and maybe some on Zoom.
Okay. So we'll do that at 6 o'clock on that Thursday, the 25th. Any other comments? Motion to adjourn. Motion from Kelly Corman, seconded from Mr. Jones. All those in favor, please say aye. We are adjourned.